little bit more of a heartfelt video today. I am a little tipsy because I am celebrating New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody. 2024 has definitely been one of those years that I will most definitely remember because quite literally my entire life has changed. I went from living in Miami with my mom to leaving, being homeless for about a day or two, flying halfway across the country to North Dakota, living with roommates in a small, having my own room in a house with other roommates, to having my own house within the span of only a few months, and I have nobody else to thank for it except you guys. Yes, there was obviously a lot of work that had to be put in my end for other things to happen behind the scene and even happen, but I will admit a large large chunk has also come from you guys, and from for what most people would consider not a successful streamer, not a large streamer, not a large content creator, not a large anything of that. What's happened in only a matter of months, I want to put that into perspective. I went from having nothing to having my own house, to having my own room, to having my own living room, to having my own car, to having my own partner, to having so many different things that within the span of months seem almost impossible of happening. I cannot lie. The fact that you're even watching this video is a result of every single one of you guys who believed in me and supported me in every little endeavor, in every little moment where I genuinely did not know what the fuck to do. There was always a saving grace, I want to say. It's bewildering because the amount of times things have went awry, and the amount of times shit just turned against me, and the amount of times shit just got hard. And yeah, that's life, but just I went into the world not really knowing what would be of me the next day. For reference, when I left, I just took 2 bags, pretty sensitive documents, a couple clothes, and a couple pieces of tech I didn't want to lose access to, and I went. I had a ticket that was already booked about a week in advance, but that wasn't up until 3 days later, meaning I would have to figure out a situation to last 3 days. You guys pulled through for me and bought me a ticket the very next day to make sure I wouldn't need to even have to worry about that. When I get to where I was flying to, every single one of you wanted to know if I was okay. The first stream that ever happened after everything, you guys all poured in. And I would never imagine streaming would have taken me this far. 14-year-old me playing Minecraft on an HP laptop that was barely even strong enough to run Windows. Never would have imagined we'd get here, because how the fuck did we get here? I don't know. It's bewildering to me. Everything that is around me that you see in frame and that you don't even see off frame is a result of you guys. The fact that you guys are even to see me right now is a result of you guys. Every piece of equipment, every piece of grace I've had, every semblance of peace, every semblance of hope, every semblance of my success is largely accounted to you guys. And that's, people might view that as a very weird, oh, he relies on them too much, or he needs them too much. I would like to say I'm in a really, really, really blessed position. A lot of you guys have given me more than enough, and let alone anything is more than enough, because who the fuck am I? I just play video games and make videos online, and you guys seem to like that. But I don't take anything I've ever gotten from any of you guys for granted, just because I don't know how to formulate it into words, but I think the best way I could put it is my dedication for this, my dedication to creating content, my dedication to making stuff that you guys can enjoy, to doing things that you guys can all have fun as a community, to caring about one another in when some of us have been in need and others in dire circumstances. My dedication to this has created not only something that I can, I guess, benefit from, it's created almost a home for some of the people I've met. And to put it in perspective, right now, my Twitch is at 1.6k followers, and a large part of those have still stayed. And that many people, maybe a fifth, let's say a fifth of those people, have found a place where they can find friends, effectively call a second family. And what I'm willing to call my family, because some people might view it as a little weird, but a lot of you guys are, went from being viewers to friends. I'm not going to lie about that at all. That's really fucked up if I try to say, oh yeah, you guys are just viewers. A lot of you went from being viewers originally, and I remember every single one of the days that I originally met every single one of you, to now, checking in daily, ensuring every single one of them are okay. And I know I'm going way off topic here, but it's just more so, this is so much bigger than me than I could have ever expected. And it's so much more successful than I could have ever expected. It's so much bigger than me. And it's bigger than I could have ever expected. And I don't even know where the fuck it'll be going within the next year. 2025, mind you. It's going to be the first year that I have full control over. 2024 was a mix of I knew things were going to change. I didn't know how. I just knew things were going to change. And I do feel a little bit bad because I know my dreams not my dreams. My dreams are still the same. But my goals have shifted a bit. And I do feel a little bit bad about that because I still want to do the military. But then there's this burning passion that's like, you can make something out of this. And I don't want to call it FOMO, because in the end I know I'm doing something I like. So it's not that I'm worried I'm going to miss out on something grand or insane. It's more so just, I have two great passions, one for aviation and one for this. Something I didn't think that would be as beneficial or as great as it has been. And with how many people I've met, with how many people I've come across saying, hey, like, this seems like you have this. Like, it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the fact that so many people have said that same statement, it's just like, from what originally went, like, I want to call a vice, because I will admit, I felt ashamed at the idea of possibly wanting to pursue this as something larger than itself. Just because it's like, people laugh at that idea a lot, actually. I will admit, and I can even attest to being somebody who used to laugh at that idea, but then it's just like, I would feel guilty about it, because I'm like, I do see something greater out of this. And I mean, it's already shown itself in multiple different ways. And it's like, it's almost contradictory, where it's like, I have this really head in the clouds part of me that's like, we can push this as far as we want and maybe get somewhere. And then there's the other part of me that says, abandon this, because there's real goals that need to be achieved. But I can't ignore what this has created, what you guys have created for me. I was able to get my house because of streaming. I maintained the bills with my regular jobs, but I was able to get the house because of you guys. Let alone, Twitch already pays about a third of my bills. I get about like maybe a couple $100 at most a month from streaming, and my expenses aren't insane. Like, yeah, I could definitely budget better, and I am actually trying to. But Twitch already can knock out a large chunk of what I do, and that's bewildering to me because that like nobody I know, nobody that I'm friends with can say that is their circumstance, and that feels really weird. People will probably laugh at me if I truly did just say my goal is to be a successful content creator, because to be honest, like everybody would. I don't blame them. It doesn't. It's not something that sounds concrete, and you know but I don't blame somebody to laugh at me or say it's a stupid idea if I say that, but I genuinely believe that I have something here that I don't know, or I don't see it fully. So then it's a mix of guilt, I will admit, that I want to pursue this further and that I want to see where this takes me and I want to make it successful. And I have been making it successful. I have been seeing where this takes me. But I feel guilty for it sometimes because it's like, it's to some degree it's frowned upon. And that, I guess, the whole thing being a content creator, there is a degree where you do technically have to care what the people say. But it's more so also inner reflectory thing where it's, most people won't look at content creation as a real job or a profession because, yes, it can just change like that. But I don't. It's a personal confirmation bias thing, but I don't see myself being the kind of person who goes away like that. With everything I've built, I've had a community that has lasted 2 years to this point. I started seriously streaming back in 2022. 2 years later, I have a community that is nearly 400 plus strong concurrent, meaning people who continuously return, people who continuously interact with one another in my Discord. I have 1.6k followers over the span of 2 years. Maybe that's nothing crazy to most people, but to me, the fact that there has been 1,600 people I've interacted within those 2 years who, thought I was a cool enough person to drop a follow and hopes, hey, maybe this guy makes it, maybe he doesn't. But this guy was pretty cool. It's still wild to think. I'm not going to deny anything. Streaming has made my life completely different. And I want to say the best way possible. I feel like everything I would need for the long run to make this work. I have everything I need that I would need in the long run to make this work. And it's all up to me. But yeah, I had to pause there for a minute and I kind of forgot what I was talking about. But to kind of wrap it all up, I want it to be very clear. Every little thing that you guys have helped me amount to has not gone unchecked, has not gone unappreciated. And if it ever was, if it ever seemed like it was, I'm sorry. But I want to thank each and every single one of you, and I mean each and every single one of you who have ever come through to just watch what I do. I'm nobody extremely special, but, I have a community around me. I have people who like what I do, enjoy what I do, and make time out of their day to watch and be a part of what I do. And that means a lot in the grand scheme of things because you only really make time for two things. Things you enjoy and family. They're not one and the same. But, it's just wild. And yes, I'm a little tipsy. Before any of you try to say, oh, he's just drunk. He's just a... Yes, I am tipsy, but I know exactly what I'm saying because I mean all of this. I am always one-to-one with my viewers, my community. So, trust me when I say, I really do appreciate every single thing you guys have done for me and how you guys have supported me through these 6+ years, 7 almost. And within the last 2, where 99% of you have come from, I am so happy to have you guys along this ride, this journey. And I hope I don't disappoint you guys in the long run. And I hope I could continue making you guys proud of what I do. And I hope you guys could be genuinely proud of what I do to see where I go. Because I'm sure as fuck wondering where I'm going to go. I'm sure as fuck wondering where this ends up. But yeah. Happy New Year's, guys. Welcome to 2025. I don't intend on stopping. Deuces.